Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih Puan Fatin for the question. I'm sorry this came in late because I had a few jemputans to attend. Now, this question is question 10. The question says that a circle passes through point P, which is coordinates 3, 5, and passes point Q, which is coordinate -1, 3. And then they said that the radius is, of course, -10. Okay, so this is, you imagine this is the circle that we are talking about. Now, the question states, the first thing that we have to do is to find the equation. Now, I want you to remember that when you want to find the equation, you need to know two things. The first thing, you need to know the radius of the circle, and the second thing you need to know is the coordinates of the center. The moment you have the radius, the moment you have the coordinates of the center, you will be able to find the equation. Now, if you realize in this question, what they give you is, they give you the radius, they give you the points that it passes through, but they did not give you the coordinates of the center. And so now we know that this is what we have to find. The question is, how are we going to find it? Right, so you imagine this is the circle. Okay, this is the center of the circle that we want to find. I call it AB. Right, I call it AB. We are going to use whatever that's given here to find the equation of the circle. Okay, so first things first, you see there's Q, you see there's P. What you need to do is you need to find the equation, not the equation, you need to find the gradient of the line. Okay, you're going to find the gradient of the line. How are you going to find the gradient of the line? First things first, let's name this. The gradient of QP is equals to 5 minus 3 over 3 minus -1, which is equals to 2 over 4, equals to half. And this is actually what you have done just now. And then the midpoint, finding the midpoint again is 3 plus -1 over 2, and then 5 plus 3 over 2. Alright, you should get 1, 4. So now we have the gradient and we have the midpoint. Why do we find the gradient and the midpoint? It is because in order for us to get a step closer to knowing what is A and B, we will have to find the perpendicular bisector of QP. Given a chord like QP, if there is a line that perpendicular bisects, it cuts the center into half. And when a line cuts a circle into half, it will definitely pass through the center of the circle. Okay, let's name this line L1. Okay, let's name this line L1. Now, what is the relationship between QP, the line QP, and L1? Right? What's the relationship? I want you to recall in coordinate geometry, when you want to find the gradient of L1, you will have to use this property. When the gradient of PQ is multiplied by the gradient of its perpendicular bisector, it will be equals to -1. Okay, this comes from coordinate geometry. It is a topic that should be covered earlier in AMATS. Okay, so what is the gradient of PQ? It is half times ML1 equals to -1, and thus the gradient of ML1 is equals to -2. Now, since we already know the gradient, we should be able to find the equation of L1, right? So y is equals to -2x plus c. Now, what is c? How are we going to find c? Right? How are we going to find c? Don't forget that the line L1 passes through the midpoint, and the midpoint, as we have found just now, is 1, 4. So in order to find C, what we can do is substitute 1, 4 into L1. What are we going to get? We are going to get 4 equals to minus 2 times 1 plus C, and thus C is equals to 6. Hence, Y is equals to minus 2x plus 6. Okay. Now, this is the general equation of L1. This is the general equation. What we are particularly concerned about is A and B. This is the center of the circle, right? Ini yang kita nak cari. So what we do is we substitute AB into L1. So the substitute Y becomes B minus 2A plus 6. Now this is the equation that I want you to take note. Okay, don't forget about it. Just keep it somewhere in your brain. We will revisit later. Now, we only have one equation. We want to find what is A and B, but we only have one equation. In order for you to solve two unknowns, you will need two equations. So where do we get the second equation? What you have just learned in this topic is the general equation of circles. Right? What's the general equation of circles? Recall is x minus a square plus y minus b square equals to r square. Okay. So now, if this is the general equation of circles, where r square is the radius, a and b is the center of the circle, what we are going to do is we are going to substitute whatever we know into this general equation of circles. Okay, you have 2 points. You can use either one, no problem. Okay, I'm going to take P because I don't like negative numbers. So let's put this in. X equals to 3 minus A. A is the unknown, is what we want to find, plus 5 minus B bracket square equals to, the radius is 10. Right, the radius is actually square root 10, right? But the radius has to be squared. So if you square root 10, you will get 10. Huh? I hope you know this. Okay, so this is the general equation. This is the equation of this circle. Right? Now, as I always tell you guys, when you want to do things like this, please do it step by step. So 9 minus 6a plus a square, right? Expand 3 minus a bracket square plus 25 minus 10b plus b square equals to 10. Okay, again, housekeeping, a square plus b square minus 6a minus 10b plus 24 equals to 0. Right? If you 9 plus 25 minus 10, you will get 24. Okay? So now this is the other equation that I want you to bear in mind. Highlight. Okay, at any point of time of this video, if you don't understand, please pause, take note, and then ask me a question. Okay, so now we have two equations. This is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. Okay, now given this, we are going to treat these two equations as if they are simultaneous equations. Okay, we're going to treat them as if they are simultaneous equations. Okay, let's treat them as if they are simultaneous equations. So what we are going to do is we are going to sub 1 into 2. Okay, if you realize 1 is b equals to minus 2a plus 6, 2 is a square plus b square minus 6a minus 10b plus 24 equals to 0. So we are going to sub this. Okay, so now a square, right, I think I write up here, b is equals to minus 2a plus 6. So a square plus minus 2a plus 6 square minus 6a minus 10 bracket minus 2a plus 6 plus 24. This is just simply substitution lah, tak ada benda sangat. Okay, so you just substitute step by step. Working panjang sikit tak apa, yang penting step by step, jadi tak ada careless mistakes. A square plus 4a square minus 24a plus 36. This is basically the expansion of this one. Okay, minus 6a plus 20a minus 60 plus 24 equals to 0. Okay, this is basically the expansion of this one. Please be careful of the positive and negative signs. Okay, so after you did this, right, again, housekeeping, you have 5a square, right, minus 24a minus 6a plus 20a, alright, and then after that plus 36, right, minus 60 plus 24 equals to 0. After you do housekeeping, you will realize it will become 5a square minus 10a equals to 0. What a nice looking number, isn't it? So from here you just factorize 10 equals to 0, therefore a is equals to 0, or 5a is equals to 10. Okay, a is equals to 2. Okay, of course we take a is equals to 2 because it doesn't make sense. This is rejected. Now. Alright, so we have this, and then we have this. Given that a equals to 2, let's find b. B again is equals to minus 2a plus 6. So minus 2 times 2 plus 6. So 6 minus 4 is 2. Therefore, the center of the circle is 2, 2. Okay. At this point, you should be smiling because the rest is just simply applying the formulas, right? So remember, general formula of circle is x minus a bracket square plus y minus b bracket square equals to r square, right? So now we know what is a and we know what is b. So x minus 2 bracket square plus y minus 2 bracket square is equals to r square. The radius is equals to square root 10. So if you square root, you'll get 10. So if you expand this, you are going to get x square minus 4x plus 4 plus y square minus 4y plus 4 equals to 0. And therefore rearrange it, you will get x square plus y square minus 4x minus 4y minus 2 equals to 0. And this is the equation of this circle. What I want you to note is very simple. First things first, you need to know what is it that you are finding. When you want to find equation of a circle, okay, when you want to find the equation of a circle, you need to know the radius and the coordinates. When the radius are given, then you know that your mission is to find 4 coordinates of the center of the circle. Alright, so basically from the coordinates of the center of the circle, okay, you use whatever that is given to you, right? You were given 2 points that the circle passes through. So what you can do is find a line, okay, Q and P. All right, from Q and P, using coordinate geometry, you should be able to find the line of the perpendicular bisector, right? Once you find the line of the perpendicular bisector, park it aside, okay?